Hello fellow miners, welcome to another video. Thanks for clicking. I'm the Idlest miner. This video today has been a long time coming. I've been doing lots of testing and I'm ready to share my game secrets with you. So if you're wondering about the title of this video, stop upgrading what? Well, if you have super managers, you should not be upgrading your warehouse or elevator anymore. The only time I upgrade my elevator and warehouse is when I'm ready to take it to the next boost level. So you can see here the next boost level is 1650, so 100 levels away. And you can see I'm 75 away from that one. If we check in on the warehouse, I'm quite a ways away from that one, going up to 1700. The only reason you would do that is to get that 5 super cash on the warehouse or the 5 super cash on the elevator. So why is that? Why would I tell you to stop upgrading those? Well, the reason is, if you look here, I started the elevator and warehouse again, just so you can see this. If you look up top here, the idle cash is at 279 AS, but my total cash, if you look there, is 441 AV. How is that possible? Well, super managers, plain and simple. So I'm going to take those off again. I don't even use them. Super managers are your best friend. So first of all, you want to have, ideally, you would want to have your piggy bank super manager, Mr. Turner, or Dr. Steiner, or Blingsley. Preferably Dr. Steiner or Blingsley is the best. You can do this with Mr. Turner, however, he's not as good an earner. Unless you're willing to use him every 15 minutes, it would take you a long time to make this work with just Mr. Turner, but not impossible. So with that said, here's what happens. First thing you want to do is go into your mine overview, and you're going to look for your highest producing mine. And right now, for me, that would be mineshaft 28. And you notice I'm not doing mineshaft 30, because even though that's the bottom of the mine, which is what we all have been told, to go to the bottom of the mine and use that last mineshaft, he's not earning anywhere near what my mineshaft 28 can earn. And that was a shocker at first for me, but if you do this little thing here where I'm about to show you, you click on all your mineshafts, click over to max. Now I'm not going to spend all my money on this, but if you notice, max upgrade for him, 59 levels, it would give me an increase of 1.27 AU. Okay, well, let's go down the line. Let's look at 29. And his max is 30 levels for less money, and he would increase that mineshaft to 4.11 AU. Heck of a lot more than mineshaft 30. And then if I go to mineshaft 28, 6.98 AU, and that would only be increasing 1 level. So that's what you want to do starting out. You want to find out what mineshaft you can dump all your cash into to get the highest income. And if you see mineshaft 27 drops off again, so 13 levels, 422 AV, it's only going to get me 1.28 AU. So you want to do that, and you want to find your highest producing mineshaft. For me right now, with my current cash flow, my current cash on hand, right now I have no cash flow, because you can see I have no idle cash going. My best mineshaft right now is 28. So find your best mineshaft, max out the income, get it up as high as you can. So right now I'm producing 46.9 AU. And if we go up to the top, my elevator and warehouse, nowhere near being able to collect that. So there would be a huge bottleneck at that mine shaft. And even right now there's a huge bottleneck at all of these mine shafts. You can see even down to 21 there's only AS's in there, and if I go down to 22 it's already in the AUs piling up. So that's okay. I have a couple discount managers there, so I'm waiting for those to be able to max out to the next 100 levels, again just to get that super cash. I don't really care that I'm not able to collect it. What I do care about though is mineshaft 28, my highest producing mineshaft at the moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick one of these three super managers, Mr. Turner, Dr. Steiner, or Blingsley, and we're going to throw them on there. And the reason it's those three and not Gordon is because they bypass the elevator and warehouse. So you don't need to upgrade them because you're not using them. You have your super managers here that are going to just shoot the cash straight up into your available cash. Or Dr. Steiner, he beams it up to the warehouse, which again, he's going directly to the warehouse. So you don't need to have any of your warehouse guys or your elevator collecting it. And that's how I'm able to have so much more cash than my elevator and warehouse are able to collect. So quickly here, I'll just show you with Mr. Turner. I'll put him on there. And one thing you want to note is that if you look at 27, 26, and 25, you see those guys are pretty far spread out. And 28, if you watch them as they walk back and forth, they're nice and grouped together. So if you do have the case where all your workers are spread out really far, you want to take the manager off. So I'll show you on 27. Take the manager off, let them all stop, and then put the manager back on, and you can see that they have a nice tight group again. What that's going to do, especially for Mr. Turner and Dr. Steiner, is the only way they collect money is when the guys drop it off to the super manager. And if they're too far spread out, you may not be collecting the most that you can in that small amount of time that the super manager's ability is active. So make sure they're tightly grouped together, and then you're going to wait for them to start walking back, and right there I'm going to start him going. So he's going to start collecting, and we're just going to wait for that to finish. And if you notice with Mr. Turner, he is automatically applying, so you notice there's only 46.9 AU per second for that mineshaft's total extraction, but those guys are depositing AVs, and the reason for that is because I have a 6.26 multiplier right now, and that is being automatically applied to those workers as they deposit into the piggy bank. So there you go, boom, right up top, deposited, and we are now up to 536 AV. And that's how this works. You don't need your elevator and warehouse. And if you watch the little loading screens, sometimes you'll get those little tips there. And there's one tip in particular that tells you, be sure to upgrade your elevator and warehouse. They're just as important to be successful. And they're not. Sorry to the developers. I know that's how the main game is played, but once you get super managers, it changes the way you play the game. And this is how I've been playing it for the last few weeks. This is why I have tons of cash in my start continent, even more cash in my ice continent, and a lot of cash in my fire continent as well. And that's how I've been upgrading these. I go to the highest producing mine. So on my start continent, if I look at my multipliers, the emerald mine is the highest multiplier right now. So that's the mine I'm showing you this in. If I was in the ice continent, you can see the sapphire mine is the highest multiple. So that's the one I work on there. And then down in the fire continent, the last mine there, obsidian mine, is the highest multiplier. So that is where I would work with my super managers on that continent. So if we go back into the start continent here in the emerald mine, we're going to do this with another super manager. So I'm going to choose Blingsley, and we're going to load him in there. And Blingsley, you don't have to worry about your workers walking back and forth because he just gives you cash every 5 seconds. It doesn't matter what they're depositing to him. So once again, we're going to start him up. And he too, just like Mr. Turner, gets the multipliers in addition to his abilities multiplier. So he's also getting that 6.26 multiplier that you see up there at the warehouse on top of his abilities multiplier. So you can watch the cash going up here. We're already at 594, and here we're going to cross over to 609. And this is all I do. I do this day in and day out. Anytime I'm not working on an event mine, or anytime I'm not working on the new gem mines, if I have a super manager available, every half hour would be ideal, but obviously we all have lives outside of this game, and we're not going to be able to do this every half an hour when the super manager's abilities reboot. But yeah, this is the gist of what I've been doing and what I've been waiting so long to share with you guys, and it's phenomenal. You get so much cash from these super managers, and it's just insane the progress that I have made in the short amount of time. If I were to continue playing this game the way that it starts out and worrying about my elevator and warehouse, there's no way I would be this far. You know, as I stated in the beginning, I would only be collecting a little over 200 AS, and you know, it's sad kind of that you're not using those and they're just sitting there idly, you know, waiting, and they got smiles on their faces and they want to work, but you don't need them to work because you have your super managers. So that's what I've been waiting so long to share with you guys, and I've been testing this day in and day out, and it keeps working more and more as you go along. Things get faster and faster, and when you do get enough to get a single upgrade down here, so you see my next upgrade is 5.31 AW, just to get one level, which takes a little bit of time to do. You could probably do that in maybe 3 or 4 of cycling through all your super managers that you have available. Obviously that will vary if you don't have all 3 of these guys available, and maybe you're only working with one of them, but this is the way to go. You seriously do not need your elevator or warehouse once you have one of those 3 super managers. And I've been waiting so long to show you this. Like I said, I'm super excited to be able to post this video and share this with everyone, and I hope everyone can start playing the game this way, and everyone can get the prestige levels that they want. And that's another big thing. You can notice that all my mines here are ready to prestige, and I think that's going to be my next video. I have so much cash on hand right now that I think I'm going to be able to prestige these multiple times in a row. So I'm hoping I can get all the mines up to possibly prestige level 3, but we're gonna have to see how that goes, and I will do a video on that showing you how that goes. And yeah, so it's super exciting. I hope you guys, you know, enjoyed this, and I hope you guys understand what's happening here, and you can maybe get these same results on your games as well. So that's all I have for today. I'm going to go ahead and start Mr. Steiner, Dr. Steiner. He's a doctor after all. Going to start him going and work my way towards that next level. And another good thing to note here is when you do get that next level available, make sure you use the discount manager. Even if you you want to get a little bit past that amount. So right now it's 5.31. I'd probably gonna try and get that around 5.6, maybe 5.7, and that'll get me, when I throw a discount manager on there, the executive one, I should be able to bump that up to 5 level increases, which will double or sometimes a little more than double my total extraction. So right now it's at 46. Well, we'll just say 47, rounding up. If I get 5 levels out of that, I'm sure it'll bump it up to 94, if not more. And so every time you do this, your income doubles or more than doubles after you receive that first upgrade. But make sure you do use that executive discount manager and get the most out of the cash that you spend. So that's all for today, guys. Keep mining.